Hello and welcome to a game between TLO and the HuK. TLO will be playing as the blue Zerg player at the 6 o'clock position, and HuK is going to be playing as the red Protoss player at the 12 o'clock position. And something funky is happening. TLO is not making any drones, he is waiting. Look at his mineral count go up right now. If we take a look at the mineral count, we can see that HuK is using all his minerals, whereas TLO is not using any minerals. He's gotta be 6 pooling or insane, and he is gonna be 6 pooling. Oh man, this is so sweet. In a major tournament doing the 6 pool, and HuK is gonna open standard with a pylon. There's probably not gonna be a wall by the time that Liquid TL gets to his base, but it is possible if Liquid TL does scout incorrectly 2 times before he actually finds his opponent. So Liquid TL is gonna go with the good old-fashioned 6 pool. The as soon as I can get in your face with Zerglings rush. And he might be disappointed that his opponent is not at the 9 o'clock position, but I bet you he's hoping the opponent is going to be at the 3 o'clock position, as this one drone is going to fly across the map. The spawning pool is about to be complete, as we do see 3 sets of larvae is ready to burst into Zerglings, and we will see 6 Zerglings coming right up. And HuK is coming with this one probe, and the one probe will get a whiff of what is to come, as he still has no gateway or forge just yet. And we do see the extractor trick that allows him to temporarily have one more population, and the 6 Zerglings are loose, and I think HuK is in a little bit of panic. I think this gateway is a little bit in the wrong direction. I believe you can sneak something through over here, and definitely you can sneak something in the middle of it, right in between. And Liquid TL is going to be coming across the map with the Zerglings, additional Zerglings showing up as well, and he is maxed out at the moment. He is going to have a lot of Zerglings come up here, and there's nothing to defend. Liquid TL will have to pull some of these probes off the line, as these probes are going to need to defend this pylon to the death, and another pylon is going to come online, and the Zerglings are having a great micro against these probes. Ooh, the probes actually doing quite significant damage to the Zerglings, but the income is non-existent for HuK, as he is having to deal with these probes. I mean, these Zerglings, and the Zerglings are taking out a couple of probes, and the probes are still not mining. Nothing is being mined at the moment, and TLO does have a huge economical advantage as of right now, and the Zerglings are still running around the map trying to delay the probes from mining as long as possible, and they're gonna get a couple of free shots on one of those probes, and a couple of more probes does fall. I think it's about even at this moment, and he does have a slight advantage. 400 minerals lost for HuK, and 175 for TLO at the moment, but that is not all that matters, because TLO was able to stop HuK from mining for quite a bit of time. He was able to probably hurt his opponent a little bit more than those statistics show. I don't know why these Zerglings are not going down this path. Is this blocked, guys? I could have sworn I saw a probe fly right by there. And the extractor is going to go up for Liquid TL inside HuK's space, as HuK is desperately trying to make some zealots happen. And one probe did manage to kill off that one drone that was trying to build the extractor, once again catching him slightly off guard. Zerglings try to go this way, and the gateways are making some zealots, and additional Zerglings are showing up. If we take a look at the unit counting station, we actually have more probes than we have drones, and the Zerglings, a zealot spawns just in time to block off those Zerglings, preventing them from coming in. And as these units are exchanging fire, it is pretty even right now. It is 600 to 500, once again stopping the mining temporarily for HuK, and Liquid TL is once again inside the base with these Zerglings. This has got to be really annoying for these probes to fight, and the Zerglings still trying to delay the probes as long as possible. One zealot will try to come and end this reign of terror from the Zerglings, and the final Zergling, there's still one more Zergling left as he's dancing around. If we take a look at the income tab right now, both players are relatively low on income, as TLO does have a couple of more drones than HuK have of the probes, and he is finally getting an extractor, maybe going away from the Zergling build. Now the Zergling without the Zergling speed is still quicker than a Zealot, will be able to micro all he wants, and he is going to hop around the base over and over again. Very, very annoying for HuK to deal with, because he does not have the capabilities to get gas, nor the ability to have range, and that is make it really difficult. And a couple of zealots are going to be showing up in the base of TLO anytime, and a couple of Zerglings do spawn in time, and the Queen is also going to be there, so I think he should be okay unless he gets surrounded. And the Zealots are on A attack, I believe. They did not even attack the Queen. They're just wandering aimlessly inside the base, and ooh, he takes down only one Zergling, and the Zealot is just moving back and forth. It wasn't even attacking, it was just moving back and forth. And it was trapped by the Zerglings. Very well played there by Liquid TLO. If we take a look at the units lost, tab 950 to 700. A slight advantage for Liquid TLO as we take a look at the armies count. 24 to 28, still relatively close. TLO is in the lead, and the income is about the same actually for both players, as they both have one gas and is getting the saturation on that. The Zerglings are going to fall back, realizing he can't break into the wall of HuK. I still don't quite see how they can't go this way. I'm sure I've seen a probe go that way. And the Zergling is going to try to assess the situation at the ramp of HuK. At the same time, some Zerglings are working on this side of Destructible Rocks at the gold expansion at the lower right hand position. Metabolic boost is being researched along with Cybercore, and a cannon is going to go up at the very edge to allow him to shoot at some of the Zerglings before they come in. And the cannon does do a little bit of splash damage, especially to Zerglings who are tightly and very packed together. And Warp Gate is being chrono boosted as HuK is trying to catch up a little bit in terms of the army size. If we take a look at the army count right now, 28 to 34, a lead is growing bigger for Liquid TLO as he's about to destroy this set of Destructible Rocks. He will be able to set up a base there and probably will be uncontested as HuK is turtling a little bit. And these Zealots are going to come in here and walk around, try to find the opponent, but he will not be able to chase down the Zergling as the Zergling goes relatively quickly. A lot more Zerglings are going to show up to reinforce, and we might see a fight here or possibly not. +1 weapons upgrade is being done for the ground units for the Protoss, and +1 melee is being done, and we do see the gold expansion is going up for Liquid TLO at the lower right hand position. And some creep tumor are spreading out of the base as he really wants to connect his base with the gold expansion, and this Queen is making his way very, very slowly across, and he's going to the natural expansion. A couple of probes running across the map very, very bravely, but will die to a pack of very, very hungry Zerglings, and a Banelings list is going to go up, and a couple of Zealots at the bottom of the ramp. And there's going to be some cannons and some Zerglings and some Zealots, and the cannon does take down one of those things and forces a cancel on the Nexus, and HuK is stuck. HuK is stuck inside of his base while his opponent TLO is about to be ready to be expanding to the Go expansion as some more Zerglings running across the middle of the map. It is strange how far this game has gone, and we're still looking at basically tier 1 units so far. Nothing but tier 1 units. No one is willing to tech up because the army size for the other player is so vexing that it's very, very scary to tech up. Stalkers are going to come out here, and a couple of Banelings are being morphed in at the moment at the tower. An additional gateway is coming online eventually, about 80-70% done, and the Zerglings do surround the Stalkers, and the Stalkers will go down, and the Zerglings will run away. Units lost tab shows about double the amount of units lost for HuK than it was for TLO. TLO maintaining heavily is going to walk in with the Banelings, not with the upgrades though. They are a little bit slower, and this Nexus might have to be cancelled once again as it is very, very low on HP, and ooh, he actually kills the Nexus that time. And trying to rush up the ramp, but that's not going to work against these Zealots and these Sentries. And the Sentries quick force field anytime they want, and one force field does go off, and ooh, he kills a Sentry with a couple of Zerglings, and the second Sentry does go down as well. A very worthwhile effort there for Liquid TLO. And HuK is once again stuck inside his base, and we do see TLO is trying to get the saturation up for his gold base as well, and HuK again is trying to come out and grab his natural expansion. If we take a look at the army size right now, 34 to 50, still relatively the same, but if we take a look at the income tab, we see a huge difference in terms of the minerals, in that TLO has about 50% more income per minute than HuK does, and HuK does have an army of all Sentries at the moment, no Zealots whatsoever, but he will be able to hold off pretty much any attack he wants because he will be able to force field himself into this nook over here and force field his ramp as well, pretty much indefinitely with that number of Sentries, especially with the covering fire from the photon cannon, and we're gonna see an attack over here trying to deny the Nexus from going up once again. 2 force fields going up there, and another 2 force fields as 3 force fields, and he actually didn't catch anything over there. I think a little bit too trigger happy on the force fields that time. The creep is being spread, trying to connect these 2 bases is a super priority for TLO, as some more gateways are going to be coming online. There's a total of 5 gateways and no other tech buildings just yet. We do see the Glitter Constitution along with the upgrade for ground armor level 2 for the Zerglings. Ooh, that's a very, very nice set of force fields, preventing the Zerglings from getting any surround. The units is upgraded 1-0 for HuK and 0-1 for TLO, pretty much negates each other. And another a double contaminate from this 3 sets of overseers will be able to slow down the production of HuK, but little does he know he has another gateway up here, so it's not going to be tremendously slow, but it still will be relatively slow, as a couple of stalkers are going to come in here and try to make these overseers go away. Burrow is currently being researched, along with a whole bunch of roaches is being produced. We do see double simulators going up for HuK at the moment, as HuK is still trying to figure out how to beat LiquidTL, as LiquidTL is in a commanding position. If we take a look at the army size right now, it's 66 to 90, about 50% more for LiquidTL, as LiquidTL is pretty much getting whatever he wants whenever he wants. And look at the creep that is being spread through the middle of the map. That is a very, very nice coverage. About 50% of the map is already filled with creep, and we do see a little push coming out from HuK as he senses perhaps weakness or lack of strength, and the Zerglings are going to run away, possibly trying to lure his opponent, but HuK is going to fall back to his base because he really wants to defend. And we do see some overseers coming into the base trying to see what's going on inside, and they will all leave the base in a triangular fashion, scattering like a fart in the 4 winds. And we do see that HuK is still holding very, very strong inside his own base. The income, once again, about 1,000 to about 1,400, and the creep is continuously being spread. If we take a look at the army composition, we see a couple of zealots, a handful of stalkers, and a handful of sentries versus a ton of Zerglings, a lot of roaches, and we might see an engagement here between these 2 players. This will be the first real encounter besides that early 6-pull approach. LiquidTL does burrow, and his opponent does not see this, as he does not have any detector. He doesn't have a robotics facility. And the Zerglings are trying to give chase, and a couple of good force fields will force some of these Zerglings into action, but the Zerglings do burrow. Very, very smart play there. And some of the Zergling and roaches coming from the side in the bushes, and he's going to try to get a surround on these units, and a couple of very good force field once again. And whatever units you have in front of the force field, you burrow. Whatever units you do not have in front of the force field, you just leave alone and move them up. That is very, very nice, fine play by TLO. I'm sure these 2 have practiced tons with these builds, and a couple of cannons coming up for HuK, as HuK really wants to dig his heels into these 2 bases and not really wanting to give up anything. And LiquidTL is very happy at the moment because he does have the 3rd base and the gold expansion, and that is making a tremendous amount of difference for him in terms of mineral income. Still about 50% lead, and that overseer is still trying to do some damage inside the base, and he will be able to fly it rather quickly. And the melee attack +1 is officially commencing for TLO, as the robotics facility and the robotics bay is currently being built by HuK at the moment. Tired of those burrow, the observer will be able to help him eliminate any burrowing, unless the overseer does spot the observer for LiquidTL, but LiquidTL doesn't really have anything to shoot the air unless he brings the queens up. Couple of units moving out, and we see some bailings being blown up by the observer, and some shots being fired by the stalker chasing LiquidTL across the map. I think LiquidTL wants to lure HuK onto the creep so that his units can move a little bit quicker. We do see the adrenal glands that will increase the attack speed of the Zerglings by quite a bit, and some of the Zerglings coming in here to check the unit composition, as the Protoss player HuK is working on the destructible rocks at the upper left hand position. In the meantime, TLO has spread to the 3 o'clock position, and also grabbing a rather large army. Army size right now at 121 to 162. That is a huge army. Neither player has had any huge confrontations as of yet, and we do see the Ultralisk Cavern about to be finished, and we do see 2 Colossus building simultaneously inside the base, being chrono boosted as well. A couple of Zerglings coming in. Zerglings will be eaten alive by Colossus, so we should see some nice fine roach play. Otherwise, these Zerglings are going to come in here, and the other